Are you able to see my screen?
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah, sure.
Yes, right. Okay. Today we'll be doing Linux. Okay. So when I say Linux, it covers all Linux. It covers Debian, all flavors of Debian, including a Kali Linux and as well as the Parrot Linux. So since the kernel is same, you can use 90% of the commands in every version. Every flavor of Linux. Okay. So I have my virtual machine from the yesterday. Let me change the hardware. Okay. Let me give say 4 GB of RAM. Then even I will increase the process to 4. Okay, let me turn on. So what we are going to do today is number one, we'll be exploring the Linux. I have showed you how to install the Linux in the VirtualBox yesterday, so you can try that. If you get any doubt, please ping me. So let's do that first. By the way, this is a Mint Linux Debian flavor. It's fine. This also fine. This message. So this is my Linux screen. Let me maximize. Okay, that's fine. So this is my start button. So wherein you can see the same, whatever you see on the Windows, you can see the same thing here. So this is my Windows 11. This is my start button. Same way in Linux, you have your start button with favorites, some places, and the system apps. If you click here, you'll see all the apps. And this is your taskbar. This one. So for Windows, this is a taskbar, and you can see some of the icons on your taskbar. The same thing what we have here. So one is a battery. Okay, the same way you have battery, you have network, you have sound, and you have everything. In the same way, I have my folder, kind of things on my taskbar. Same, you can see the folders, browser, terminal. So in Windows, we call terminal as command prompt. In Linux, the same terminal is called as terminal. Okay, and now if I go to the settings, right, control panel, we have control center, and in Windows we have control panel. So this is your control panel in Windows, and the same thing what we have in Linux, wherein you can change each and everything. You can configure, you know, the first one is administration, hardware, internet, look and feel, and you have some personal things, your startup applications. So in Windows we have this something like a startup. So wherein we can decide which application we need to start once we reboot the system. The same thing in Linux, startup application. You can select which application you need to start. I don't want to start this, that's fine. So it's pretty much similar, the Windows and Linux. So what changes means Windows is owned by Microsoft, whereas Linux is open source, and Windows is a resource hunger, and Linux is not that much. And we saw Windows, when you install default Windows, yes, you do share some information with Microsoft, but when you do the same thing with Linux, you don't share any information with the Linux community, and even you can control that whatever you want to share. Okay, and what else we have? So logout, shutdown, lock screen, terminal, control panel, package manager, software manager. This is very much important. You will find in many of the Linux distros. Software manager is nothing but a software center wherein you can go and you can select any software and you can install the software straight away from within the Linux. Say for example, I want to say I want to install a browser. Okay, I have Firefox already installed, Chromium also install. Let me install say what else I can install. Just tell me something guys to install. Let me install Putty, right? install, and putty will be installed. Okay, in the same way in Windows, you have to go to the putty website and you have to download the software and you have to install. So in Linux, this is one of the good thing. I really like this one. You have Software Center. Now the question is, do we have this Software Center in what call Kali Linux? No. Can I install? Yes, you can install as well. Okay. Now this is a very first fresh installation. So once you install the Linux, the first command you have to use is, let's write here the common commands. The first one is apt update. So what this command will do is, again, every Linux it has a source file, wherein the source file you will find all the URLs where the Linux need to go and get the updates. In Windows we have something like no check updates. Even in Windows, see, check updates. It will connect to the Microsoft site because Windows is owned by Microsoft, and it will say yes, these are the updates available you want to install. The same thing in Linux, we have this command apt update. This will go to different locations and look for the updates. Do we have any updates? Once the updates are available, okay, in Windows what we do, we go here and say install updates. For that, in Linux what we do, apt upgrade. These commands are very simple, you can use it in anywhere. Okay, apt upgrade. So this will install the, just 1 minute guys. Yes I. Hello. Yes I. Sure, we have let the organizers know that you are waiting on details to get in the. No, already people are joined, right? Okay. Okay. I have, sorry. I think I have not given permission for you guys to. Yeah, yeah. I am just admitting. Admit all. So can you check Sai once? Yeah, we got Sai. We got Shinji. Okay. Sorry for that,
Yeah, hi.
guys. Yeah, hi. I don't see Shavia. So, guys, you don't have option to add the new people when someone is waiting in the lobby. Kumar, Sai, or Chiranjeevi.
We can only share the invite.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
Don't worry. So apt upgrade will upgrade the software. So again, this is done. So apt upgrade. So this will install the software. It will ask me, I have almost all 1 GB of update. Do you want to install? No, I don't want to install right now. Okay, I'm good. So this is how it is. Now Windows 11, right? Tomorrow Windows 12 will come. If I want to update it to Windows 12, then I have to say Windows update. Again, it will update. But in Linux, okay, in Linux we have another command called apt dist distro upgrade. Now you might be asking me, hey Namkishore, the second part is okay, but what is apt? Okay, apt is aptitude manager. That is nothing but this particular package. Okay, command or package, whatever you want. See, again, in Linux everything is a file. Okay, even apt. So in Linux, everything is a file. Even a command itself is a file. That means, say for example, we say ping. Ping is a command, right? In Windows, it works in Windows as well as it works in Linux as well. Any flavor of Linux. So ping is also a file in Linux. That means somewhere the code is written for the ping and it is stored in some location. I'll tell you where is the location. Okay. Now coming to our APT. So APT is the Aptitude Manager, which is used to install. Okay, apt is used to install, uninstall, Okay, then update the packages. Now what is package? In Windows we call them as applications. For example, we have um, Microsoft Office is an application in Windows. The same thing in Linux we call it as package. Okay, so APT is very powerful. So two ways we can do installation in Linux. One is through GUI, which again is good, but generally the people they don't use much. Command prompt is very powerful, and second thing is command prompt using the terminal. So we use apt, and whatever software you want you can install. Now what is the syntax, none? So apt install. If you want to install software, then software name. Okay, now this is fine, right? Now I want to uninstall. Then what is it? What is the command? Same command. Okay, you have to write remove. So when you write remove, it will uninstall the software. Now there's one more command called purge. Okay, these are all Linux command, guys. Okay, so what is purge now? So when you uninstall the software, right, some dependency files are left over in the system. Files will be left over in the system. It will not be removed. But when you use purge, everything is removed, including the dependency file, supporting files, everything. Are we clear about this?
Yes, Kishore.
Okay. Just 1 minute, guys. This now, hey Kishore, this is really good. And what does this APT will do? So in Windows, right, we do have something like no temp file to remove the temporary. So one is percentage temp percentage. Okay, so these are all my temporary files which I can remove to in order to boost my speed or some clean up my space on the hard drive. Okay, I'll say some don't. Okay, this will clear the temporary file. In the same way, do we have anything in Linux wherein we can clear the temp? Yes, we do have. So again, in Linux we got apt remove. Sorry, apt clean. Yeah, apt clean. So what it does is, if you remove some packages using the remove command, just 1 minute, guys. Okay, apt clean, right? This will remove unnecessary temporary files. Now there is one more command called apt auto clean. Now, I am removing one file called using remove. Let me remove the file first. Okay, okay. Say apt, sorry, sudo remove. What is the application we have installed? Putty, right? Putty. Okay, I want to remove. Now here I'm using remove. Okay, so I'll say yes, remove this. Now it will be removed. So I don't I don't find putty here anymore. So go here, putty. See, no putty. Okay. Now, but since we have remove as well as purge, right? But when I use remove, there are some dependency files. I have forgot to remove them. Then I can use auto clean. Apt auto. So auto clean will remove the dependency file. See, building dependency, blah blah blah. Since there's no dependency, it won't. So for cleaning the system, we use two commands: apt clean and atp. I think atp clean or atp remove. Just 1 minute. Okay. Oh yeah, apt clean. That's fine. So these are different options of apt. So apt auto clean, we have clean old downloadable archive files. Then we have purge to remove package configuration dependencies. Now you can try all this thing, and we have clean. So clean download archive, blah blah blah. So these are the mostly used apt commands. Okay, and yes, one more command. A few more commands are there. So for example, I have some packages installed. Okay, so we have one more command called apt list. So what it will do is it will show all the installed applications. So when we use these particular commands, when we are using the, come on
Hello.
guys, am I audible?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes, yes, now
So
okay.
the issue is from my end or is it from your end? Okay, apt list. This will list out
It
all
is
the
not getting.
installed applications. Sorry.
Your screen is getting jam in between.
Okay, okay, fine, no worries. Are
Okay.
you able to see my screen now?
Yes, yes,
Uh,
yes. We can
Yes,
see.
Okay.
Kishore. Okay, we
So
can see.
apt list is something, it will list all the installed applications on my system. So these are all installed applications on my system. Okay. Now, I want to check, like, Nankishore, what we have removed, putty, right? Can we confirm whether we have removed or not? That's fine. So what we do is we use the same thing. Then I use a pipe symbol. I'll tell you what is a pipe symbol. Grep putty. See, there's nothing. Okay, putty dependency files are there, but putty is not installed. Okay, so apt command is very important, guys. Just learn this command. So second command, so now you know how to install softwares and uninstall and update and remove the residue, and how to clean the system, right, temporary files and everything. Now second one is, say, what is that? Yeah, let's talk about the networking commands.
Again, uh,
Yeah, go ahead, Sai.
uh, again you stuck the screen, Ajay. Kishore.
Okay, my screen was stuck. I really don't know what is happening. Okay, now second one is least commands. Least commands, why do we use least? Means, say for example, I'm inside a directory. I want to see what is inside a directory, like what kind of folders I have, what kind of files I have, then I use least command. So least command is often used command. So again, the least command is, give me 1 minute, ls is nothing but least. Okay, so let's see. pwd is a present working directory. I am under this, home OEM, blah blah blah. Let's see what is inside here. So I have desktop, download, picture, template, warpinator, blah 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 blah. So this is fine, Nankishore. I can say yes, I do have this kind of folders inside the home folder. So what is the respective command in Windows? So in Windows, cmd pwd, the same. Oh, pwd is not the same. That's fine. dir. So directory listing, it will show you all the files and directories which are inside this none the user. So here if you see, right, these are the files and the rest of the things are directories, and it will show at what date and what time it has created. Okay, there are 2 files and 26 directories under none. But now coming to this one, so Nankishore, Windows is giving more information. Why not Linux? Then you have to use ls-l, means least, give more information. Now, if you see, right, desktop, document, download, these are all folders. So how do we know these are folder or file? So if you see the first character of the line, right, when it said D, that means it is a folder. Then what character we get it for a file? Let's create a file, right? Touch sample. Okay, now I use the same command. See, sample is a file and I'm not getting anything for sample. So when you see a blank dash, that means it is a file. When you see a D, that is nothing but a directory. And when you see a L, okay, so L is something like, no, you'll see L, oh, come on, not this, like this. Okay, for directory you'll see D, for file you see dash, and for links you see L. So L is nothing but a shortcut in Windows. So for example, if I want to shortcut, create a shortcut on my Windows. So for example, let me create a shortcut for this, right? Right click. Do we have Windows start, blah blah blah, show more option? Okay, send to, yeah, desktop shortcut. So this is nothing but links in Windows, Linux. I'll talk to you about links. There are two types of link. One is a soft link and hard link. Soft link is nothing but a simple, shortcut. Once you delete anything, it will delete from the original position. Let's check this. Okay, this is a shortcut. If I open, you'll see this data. I can delete this data, I can change this data, whatever I can do. Same thing if you go back in the temporary location, like the temporary files location. Okay, these temporary files. See remote data, and you'll see only two files. This is nothing but short, soft link in Linux. But then what is a
Okay.
hard link, Nankishore? Hard link is nothing but a original copy of the same folder. For example, I take this, Control C, I'll go to desktop, I'll create here. Okay, that's fine. So this is a hard link. So different is hard link is this particular folder is independent of the mother folder. So I can delete information here, which will not affect the mother folder. But software link is something like when I delete something here, it will delete in the mother folder as well. Are we clear about the soft link and hard link? The same thing in
I,
Linux. If you see L, there is a link. Again, we'll be discussing in detail. So now the question is, that is fine, Ankishore. This is a directory. This is a file. Now Ankishore, in Windows we have hidden files. Do we have hidden files in Linux? Yes. How do I create? In order to create a hidden files, especially when you're dealing with the malicious files, right? When you download a virus program, I don't know, you want to install a say reverse shell, then you hide that particular file. How do I hide the particular file? Touch, you have to put a dot before a file. Now sample 2. Okay, now same command I will use. See, you will not see my sample 2. Are you able to see?
yes, Kishore.
Are you able to see the sample 2?
No, no.
No, right? Now how can I see the hidden files? Okay, la, if you use an option called a, it will show you the hidden files. See, sample 2, it is here. So whatever the dot you see in front of the file, those are hidden files. Are we clear?
Okay.
Yes,
Okay,
Kishore.
super. Now, so these are the common use option for list ls. Okay, now we have done with the ls. So Nankishore, that is fine, Nankishore. When I'm creating a file, right, some parameters are creating along with the file. What are they? So let's see the same command. Let me take off this. So let me take this particular line itself. Okay, I'll go to a notepad. Do we have notepad? Should be here, right? No, we don't have. No, we don't have notepad. So what we do, we install one notepad. How to install? Sudo apt install gedit. It's very simple. I do, nano is an inbuilt notepad. I don't want to use nano at this point of time. I just want to show you in a graphical user interface. Like, I mean to say, I need some skin to show you, right? Now gedit edit. Okay, this is my notepad. Now let me paste it here. Mm, view, can we zoom? Okay. Okay, it's fine, it's not zooming. Okay, so now we will decode what exactly are this. Okay, the first one, if you see this particular parameter or first kind of values, control C, control V. Come on man, let me delete this. How many characters are there? Let's divide this into three characters. So I have three characters here. This is very important, guys. You need to understand these are file permissions. Okay, as I told you, the first will be, it will be a directory or a file or a link. Okay, so we will ignore this particular first position for now. Now we have three characters we have divided, so we have 3, 3 and 3. So first one is R. R is nothing but read. I just want to read a file. That means I can open the file, I can read a file, but I cannot edit, I cannot delete, I cannot add in a file. Okay, Second one is W. W is nothing but write. That means I can open the file, I can write the file. So for example, let me show you, right? I'll show you. Now I have opened this file, I'm able to write this file. That's nothing but write. What is X? X is nothing but executable. I want to execute this file, something like a software. So if you remember, like we will be downloading many of the softwares, then we'll be changing the permissions. Okay, we give these X permission, then we are able to run the particular software. We'll be doing in a minute. So are we clear about RWX?
Okay, okay, sir.
Okay.
Clear, sir.
Now, Nankishore, this is really fine, right? I got it, right? But what about the other two, other two places? So RWX, RWX, RWX. So first one is the owner who has created the file. I am the owner. I created the file means I am the owner. Okay. Second one is group. Okay. Whenever a file is created, right? Whenever a file is created, again, owner group. Okay. And third one is others. So now, Kishore, this is that is fine, but it's a little bit of confusing. What is owner group? What is others? Now, let me tell you a simple example. Say for example, you are working with me in an organization. I created a file. I'll say yes, I'll become the owner. Now Sai and Shavya, they are working with me. So what I do is, hey Shavi and Shavya, I'll do one thing. I will create a folder. I put the file in that folder. I'll give you the permission. Now this is my folder. I'm giving Sai and Shavya to access. But how about Kumar and Chiru? They are not from my group, right? So in that case, I'll create one more folder. I dump the same file. Then I give the what call permission to Chiru and Kumar. Are you getting my point? Hello.
Hello. Ah, SK, sir.
Okay. So it will be a little bit confusing, but with the time you will learn. So all you have to know is whenever I create a file, these kind of parameters will form. So the first is owner. Just remember this. Second one is owner group, and third one is for others. So now, if I want to, if I include Shavia and say Sai in my owner group means I can give whatever permission I want. Here we get R and X. So that means they have removed the right permission. So in this group, people what they can do, they can read the file, they can execute the file, but they cannot append anything to the file. And for example, here for Chiru, Chiru and Kumar, I'll add and I'll give R minus minus. That means they have only read access. They cannot write, they cannot execute. But always remember, the person who create the file, he will have full access. Read, write, W.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Now, Kishore,
Okay,
this is
Kish.
fine. This is fine, right? No, again, can we simplify? Yes, we can simplify this. Okay. Now, how? For read, the value is 4. For the write, the value is 2. For execute, the value is 1. Now, if I add up everything, what is the total value?
7.
7. Okay. Simple terms. If I want to give, a kind of permission to the owner, so I can give like this as well, 7. Now, if, in the same manner, if I want to assign permission to owner group, so now I want to give them, read and execute permission. What value I have to give here?
5.
Exactly, fine. Now, if I want to give, a permission to the others group, what value I have to give?
4.
4. Exactly, super. So this particular three, we call places, right? We can write them as 7, okay, 5, and 4. So we can give permissions like this as well. Either we can give like this or we can give like this. Clear? Hello. Okay, guys, please respond. Okay. Now, okay, if you see right, gedit is fine, but here my cursor is, my terminal is holding my cursor, so I cannot, cannot command, list any command or anything. So it's just doing something like this. If I close my gedit browser, like no, the notepad, right, then only my cursor will get released. Let me see this. Close without saving. That's fine. Now see, the cursor got released. Same thing. See, it will open the file, but again, my cursor will be stuck here itself. I cannot do anything until unless I close this program. In order to avoid this kind of situation, what we have to do is with every command, you can include a ampersand. What is it? Ampersand? Add symbol. Okay. If you do that, that means yes, open the program and also release my terminal. Then I can do other work. Clear?
Clear.
Okay, super guys. ls
Yes.
hyphen l. So see, now this part is done. Okay, as I told you, I am the owner, my owner group, and this is the size of the file. When I created this file, June 15, 2245, I have created file. So this is all about least command. So the mostly used options are ls hyphen la. These la is for hidden files, l is for least in a vertical format. If I don't want to use that, then the output will be in horizontal format. Okay, so that's all about list. Now another command is change directory. Change directory we use cd. Okay, cd. So before that, let's see pwd present working directory. I am in home slash oem. Now I want to change the directory cd. Okay, I want to go back or I want to go front. If I want to go front means I need to give some name, directory name. Okay, I'll say pictures. Okay, that means I will now I am inside the pictures directory. Now if you see the path pwd home oem and pictures. Now I want to go back. Okay, then I have to give cd
CD double
dot
dot.
dot. Okay, this will take me to the original location pwd. Okay, ls. Now, Nankishore, you know what? We'll do one thing, right? Do we have anything where we can get into multiple places, multiple folders? Let's see what we have. Say download. Do we have anything in download? Yeah, we have subhistory. Okay, now PWD. See, home, OEM, downloads, and subhistory. I am inside this folder. Now I want to go back to the home folder directly. How can I do that? So you have to write cd dot dot slash. So that means now I'm coming to this folder. I will put one more dot dot slash. Now I'm going to this folder. Then dot dot. See, I am in home folder now straight away. This is change directory.
Okay, Kishore.
Okay. Now this is about directories. Now how can I create a file now, Kishore? Now let's check what we have here. So we'll go into OEM again. We go into downloads. We create some file. Again, guys, tab. You need to use tab that will complete the entire sentence or word. ls. Now I have subhistory, right? Now I want to create a file, Nankishore. How can I create a file? There are two commands with which you can create a file. Number one is touch, and cat. So what is the difference, Nankishore? Say for example, I just want to create a empty file, something like file one. We can use touch. That means this touch will create an empty file. Now I have to open that file. Then I have to write how to open the file. You can use nano file one. Then you can type whatever you want. You can type then control X. Oh sorry. Okay. This is how you do. But I want to create multiple files. How it is possible? TOUCS touch. Okay. File 2, file 3, file 4. This is how you create multiple files. Okay, just a file. That's it. You don't include any content in the file. Now, Kishu, that is fine. Now I know how to create the file. So since you said that you have two commands, how can I use another command? We can use cat as well to create a file. So what I mean to say, cat and file name. What is the file name? File 1. So cat is used for two purposes. One is to see the content of the file, what is inside the file. See, this is what is inside the file. Nankishore, I want to update something in the file. How can I do that? Then you have to use cat double arrow file 1. Okay, now you can write anything. Now again you use cat See, you got everything. Am I clear, guys?
Okay, sure.
So again, let's list and see what we have. So we have these many files, one, two, three, four, and these are the permissions. Since there is nothing, so this is a file. These are owner group, and others. And file 1 got some information, that is the reason the size is 34. File 2 and 3, they are empty files. Are we clear about the cat and touch?
Okay, clear, Kishore.
So okay, now Nankishore, I know about the file permission. Say, we'll do one thing, Nankishore. You know what, let's check the internet, networking part of Linux. So first and foremost, if config is a command which is used to check the network configuration of this particular system. So inet is my IP address. Okay, netmarks is nothing but my subnet address. Broadcast is nothing but my gateway. Okay, and I do have IPv6 as well. So as I told you, IPv6 is a new one and mostly used in the telecom industry, but 90% of the websites you will find only IPv4. Okay, loop back, as I told you, every system. Guys, are you able to hear any noise?
Yes, Kishore.
Huh?
Kishore, you are
Just
able to
give me
hear.
1 minute, guys. Just give me 1 minute. Hello? Hello?
Yes, Kishore.
Yes, Kishore.
Okay. Are you able to hear? Still, you're able to hear the noise.
Now it's clear.
Okay. Please excuse me. Some person is doing some construction near my home, so there's a noise. So please excuse. So again, if config, right? If config is used to check the configuration of the network. Okay. Then Kishore, if I want to check it from GUI, how can I do that? We have something like a network adapter. Right click on that, edit connection. Okay, setting. Now you here you can do your kind of manipulation. Now is a automated DHCP. You can do a manual, whatever you want to do, you can do from here. Okay.
Okay.
So now only this command we use. No, we do use many of the networking command. Something like no trace route. So what exactly the trace route do is, again, these are all networking commands, and again we can use ChatGPT for this. Can you tell me some Linux networking commands? Ah, spelling mistake. Huh? Okay, if config, that's fine. IP ping, trace route, strat, SSL, okay, nmap, route, okay, that's fine. W8, that's fine. So now, if config is done, okay, now let's ping. Ping is one of the command used to check the connectivity. So what should I check? So let's check google.com. Okay, why my ping is not working, man? This is strange.
Feature you can try www.google.com. Okay.
Oh, this is strange, man. I really don't know why it's not working. It should work, right? Let me check on Windows. See, it is pinging. Let me ping the IP 172, 127. Yeah, this is Google's DNS IP. It is pinging now. So ping is another command which we use to check the connectivity. So trace route is another command which will tell you how far Google is from us. So in our networking terminology, that means how many routers we have to pass in order to ping the Google server. So TRACEROUT trace route google.com. So Control C. By the way, all these commands are installed by default in Kali Linux. Here I'm installing one by one. Okay,
Okay.
let me use the same command. Why it is not pinging Google? PU. Just a minute, let me check. We have checked some site right yesterday. And yesterday Punjab is fine. PU EDU picking up, that's fine. This is strange, man. I really don't know why it is not working. Let me spin up my Kali Linux. Okay, let me turn off this for a minute. That's fine. Okay, Kali Linux. Let me make some settings. That's fine. Network dish, that is also fine. So these are problem, guys. Sometimes some commands they work and some don't. So that is the reason you should have multiple Linux systems in your virtual box. I just installed the Kali Linux just 9 o'clock in the morning today. Okay, this is my Kali Linux. So it's a new installation. Let me update apt. So these are different URLs from where the Kali Linux will get the updates. I will show you where is that file. So this is a file. Can you see the URLs? The same URL. So this is a source file. As I told you yesterday, in Mint this file was empty, but in Kali Linux, yes, they are having this location. Then Kishore, what
Uh,
if I yeah go ahead.
Hey, hi Kishore, sorry to interrupt. Your voice is very low. If you can turn the volume up a bit, it will be really helpful.
Okay, Lua. Just 1 minute, guys. Let me change this then. So this is a source file. So again, this source file is very much important. You need to update this source file, but many of the Linux, the update comes by default. But if you are using,
And
Sam, go ahead.
Kishore, can you explain this cat command? Like, what is this used for?
Okay, cat command is used to see the content of a file. Okay, so
Content?
content of a file.
Okay, okay, okay.
Okay, for example, in Windows we have something like no text, right? I think it's text. I think CMD ls. Okay, so it's dir and say let's go to some place where we have file cd desktops. Okay, dir, I don't think so we have anything. Yeah, we have one thing, right? So let me create a folder here, so file here on Windows. New text document. Let's create. uh Sorry for the spelling mistakes, guys, so bear with me. Okay, now where is my terminal gone? Command prompt cls dir. We have one file called net new text document. So text. See, text is not here, right? What is the other command? I really don't know, man, what is the command in Windows, but let me ask ChatGPT. Okay, Windows X, blah blah blah, CMD, that's fine. CD document. Yes, type, sorry, not text, type. Can you see? So the type
Yes.
command is something like no to see the content of a file. The same way for Linux we have this cat command. So cat is a
Okay.
bit powerful than type. The reason is with a cat you can see the content of a file. In the same way you can append the content of a file as well, like this.
Okay. So that means you can change the contents of a file or add maybe another line of text over here only.
Yeah, obviously yes. Now I'll show you how I change the text or something like. I'll open the browser. Okay, it will take me to the Kali Linux documentation page. So we have something like Kali Linux. Click here. This is all default installation, guys. Okay, source list. sorry, documentation. Go to documentation first. Kali Linux documentation. Okay, that's fine. Okay, here you look for the source list. Okay, so this is one of the link wherein you get all the updates. I'll copy the link. I'll go to my say terminal. I'll say sudo nano. Okay, now I'll paste it here. Okay, if you see, this link is already there. Earlier versions of Linux we have to do manually, but now you get everything, inbuilt. Clear, Sayan?
Didn't get it, Kishore. If you can just explain once more.
Okay, the source.list is a file wherein any Linux will look for the updates. So if you mention any entries in this particular file, the Kali Linux will think, yes, there is an entry in this file. I need to go to this particular location to see, do I have any updates for all the applications which are installed on my system.
Okay.
Okay, now I have given this particular line here. This line is already mentioned here as well. The same thing.
Right.
Okay, so in earlier versions of Linux we have to do this manually, but not
Okay.
the latest one is already it is already included. So what I can do is I can comment out. If I want to comment out, I have to use hash. Okay,
Right.
now if you see this line, right? Okay, let me remove the comment. Now this line is active. This line are pretty much similar. Then what is the difference?
Right.
Okay, if you write src, it will take the source file, and generally when you mention src, right, these files are pretty faster than these files.
Okay.
Okay, so what I mean to say is, see, everyone want to update. So if everyone want to hit the same time at the same server at the same time, means the server might crash, or everyone will be slow. And that is the reason they have created safe link, wherein this link will provide the update slowly. The speed will be slow, but this links, the speed will be high. So let me, I uncommented this link. Then let me save this file and exit. Now if I say cat and I want to check the content of the file, see, now I have uncommented this. I have added and I have commented this. Clear?
Yeah.
So cat is used to see the content of the file as well.
Right.
Okay. Now I have updated for a
And
particular.
along with sudo, Kishore, when we are putting in this command nano as well, so when do we use this nano command along with sudo?
Okay. So the sudo, right? What exactly is sudo? Can anyone? Okay.
Sudo is used so that we can, like in Windows, whenever we are installing a new software, it asks for permission as a admin, whether you want to allow the
Mm-hmm.
changes. So if you want to make any changes as an admin or the super user, then you use this command nano.
Sayan, your voice is breaking, Sayan.
Is it better now,
Yeah.
Kishore?
Yeah, I got your point, Sayan. So what I mean to say is, in Windows we call them as administrators,
Right,
okay, and Linux we call them as root.
right,
Okay, this is Linux. So what really happens is, whenever you install any software, especially the Windows software, you have to create a user. Compulsory, you have to create a user, because the software will be installed using the admin. I install Windows 11. That means my default user is admin. But I want to create one more user called Nandkishore. So why it means, if at all I'm working in a particular user login, unfortunately my user login got some kind of malicious file which I clicked, and the entire login got corrupted. Okay, so in that case, my corruption will be up to the extent of non-Kishore permissions. What permissions I have? I have permission to create a file, delete a file, or read a file. Only three permissions. That means if the hacker hack my system, then he will have only three permissions: read permission, write permission, delete permission. That's it. But if a hacker hacks the administrative permission, he will have full control over the system. Got it?
Right.
So that is the reason whenever you are installing Windows, immediately create a normal user account, and whenever you want to install some software, then again right click and run as administrator. That means temporarily you are giving administrator permission to run that particular software. Clear?
Right.
In the same way,
Yeah.
sudo does the same thing. So temporarily it will elevate admin privileges or permissions. Okay, clear?
Yeah.
So that is the reason. See, when I am doing any changes to the system, so this is a system change, and that is the reason I'm using sudo. When I'm not doing any system change, then not required. So let's see, let's remove the sudo and see this file. The file is unreadable. Can you see this?
Because you do not have the permission to write to this file.
Exactly. So if I want to run, temporarily give admin access to this particular line of command, then use sudo. Clear?
Yeah. And what is this nano command for,
Okay.
Kishore?
Nano. So in Windows, right, I have this Notepad plus plus. In the same way, I have Notepad as well. Okay. So these are nothing but editors wherein we can write and we can edit. These are files, editing files, editors. In the same way, there are two default editors in Linux. One is VI editor and another one is Nano. So
Okay.
what this do is this file, these commands will open the file, then you can see the file, you can edit the file, then you can save the file. Okay.
Okay. So basically, what it will do is it will show the contents of the file in a text format.
Exactly. Text editors. Okay. Now I have installed one more software called gedit. This is also a editor, text editor. So
Right.
let me show you, right? Let me install gedit here. Apt install gedit. See, it will not install. The reason is permission denied. Why? I need root permission, temporary root permission. So I put a sudo in front of that. Yes, just install. It takes a little. I really don't know why it's taking time, but it will take a little bit of time. Yeah, probably
This
network issue.
get it executable file, which is like it must be somewhere in the system already. That is why we are able to install it with this command.
No, Sayan, that is what I'm saying, right? See, as I told you, Linux is the source file, right? Source file. So
Yeah.
give me 1 minute. So we have seen this file. Okay, what we
Mhm.
have in this file, we got a repo. This is a repository,
Right.
and these are URL. Something like for example, say we have Amazon. Okay, Amazon
Yeah.
do have lots of products. So in the
Right.
same way, when we want to access the products, what we do? www.amazon.com. We'll go to the site, then we select the products.
Right.
So Amazon is nothing but a product repository. In the same way, this is a Kali Linux repository wherein you have all the softwares. But if you
Right.
want to add those, access the software, we require a URL. This is a URL. And when I give apt, the apt will look for this URL. It go to the particular repository. Yes, that software is there. Install. Now the question is, if the software is not there, then what is it we have to do? We have to look for the repository for the software, include that repository here, then we can install the software.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Uh, like, can you show that process?
Yeah.
Like, in,
Let's let let
I
me let
guess
me
yesterday when you tried to install Chrome, that was the same case, right?
No, it was not the case. See, in Linux, for installing software, okay, we have multiple ways. One is we can download from the website itself, website directly. Okay. Number two, we have software centers.
Right.
Okay, and this is a GUI version of software center. And again, the API is nothing but command line version of software center. APT. Okay, clear. Now, yesterday I went to the software center because Mint Linux have the particular feature. I use that feature. Now in Kali Linux, I don't have the software center. Let's see. Do we have? See, we don't have software center. Then I have to go to the Google browser. Okay. Google website. I need to download the software from there. Download now. See, Google will automatically, get the information what operating system I am using. I'll tell you why when we are dealing with the web application.
Yeah, it is sent by the in the browser header.
Yes, browser header. Yes. Okay, it will take a little bit of time. I really don't know why my internet is slow today, but yes, it is slow. So from there, I can download. Clear, Sam?
Yes.
Okay. So remember, APT is very powerful. We have discussed this commands, and I will share the recording probably by this weekend. All recordings I'll share, so you can go through this. These are very much important, guys. The reason is, say for example, you are doing some engagement. Okay, you got your Linux server or any server. Forget about Linux, any server.
Yeah.
Okay, you don't get the GUI. You get only the terminal. From the terminal, you have to do all your work. You need to install. You need to uninstall. You need to what call run a script, get the file, put the file, everything from the terminal.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Kishore, as you showed us yesterday, when you downloaded the Chrome file, okay,
Hmm.
so over there, there was one way to get it to install via terminal. So
Hmm.
you went to the folder, we right click on it, and we open it in the terminal. So we directly get access to that folder.
Hmm.
We directly go to the downloads folder, and over there, I guess first we have to depackage it, right?
No, no, depackaged. No, that is what I'm saying. DEB is Debian Package Manager. So if you have Debian Package Manager, then you can use dpkg hyphen
Right.
I or install. You can write, and the file name. File name dot deb. This is the extension for Debian packages. This is
Right.
how you install. Okay, if I download the Google Chrome from the browser, then I have to use the same command to install. Let me check why it's taking good amount of time, right? Come on, man.
Because like on this system I have also got the Ubuntu installed, so I was trying to follow the same process which you used yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
So over there, like I used this depackage command, but maybe I missed the I in between.
Yeah, so that is the reason, if obviously when I was learning, even I was missing many things, right? So always remember, if you don't understand any command, we have two options. One is man dpkg. It will give you all the information how to install,
Yeah,
blah blah
it
blah.
is the manual. Yeah.
Yeah, manual is almost lengthy, right? So we don't
Yeah.
want to go. Then we have something, dpkg hyphen h is a help file. Okay. Yeah, this is a help file hyphen help. Then you can see your option I for installs. It should be somewhere.
Yeah, and it will also explain to you like where you use only one hyphen and where you use two hyphens.
Yes, if you want to use a full word, then you have to use two hyphen. If you use one word, then you have to use only one. So it's like
Right.
unpack two hyphens. Clear?
Yeah.
And guys, again, Linux is a very good, you feel it's very, easy to understand, but believe me, it will take good amount of time. But once you started using Linux, believe me, you will not touch Windows level, and you just fall in with the Linux, especially the terminal. Clear? Just you need to know how it really works in the background.
Right, because anyway, in a regular work, like if you're not programming, you will use a lot of common commands.
Yeah. Try start google.com. I'm somewhere, something I'm missing, man. Trace RT. Was it trace route? Let's check this. And again, we have chat GPT to aid you if you miss something, right? So we have chat GPT say what we have. Trace route, that's fine, right? Trace route. And guys, eventually you will be learning, how to hack this chat GPT as well. And it's very, very easy, guys. Only, a little bit. Okay. Let me, it's getting confused. That's fine.
because it has its limitations.
Yeah. In Windows it's trace RT, but in Linux it's trace route. Okay, let's find here. Okay, trace RT example.com, but why it is not pinging trace route to Google? Let me try another company website. You know, trace route. This is my old company, guys. Even this is not working. There's something I'm missing. Missing something. I'm missing. I really don't know what I'm missing.
Maybe you can shut down this Kali Linux once and check the settings over there
No, it's no
in
need to.
VirtualBox.
No, not required. It should work, but trace route is something, guys. Let me check from Windows. Even for the Windows also, it was not working. Okay, TRACRT, say .com. See, again, it's not working here as well. I really don't know why. So
Are you
set.
using a VPN? Maybe that is
No,
the
no,
reason.
I'm not. We're using a VPN. Probably my router is blocking some kind of things here. Okay,
Okay.
trace.google.com. These are proper command, but okay, network error. Let me check one more time. So let me copy this code. When ping was working, ping was not working in my system. I really don't know why. Oh yeah, it's working now. See, it is taking some time, but it's working. It is pinging. So probably is a network glitch from my end. Okay. So
Right, right.
first, from my system, it hit, it first touched my router. From the router, it went to this particular IP, this particular IP, this particular IP, and keep on going until unless it reaches the mines. It will keep on doing the same thing. Now, what are these stars in between? These are filtering device. Filtering device will not disclose it information. Okay, now you might be
Right.
getting it out. Now, Kishore, what is this particular 1.2 dot, blah blah blah. Let's see what exactly is that, right? Let me copy that. IP lookup. Okay, paste the IP address and see, it will give you the information. Okay, it says IP lookup is blah blah blah, India country, organization, blah 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 blah. Probably some ISP IP address something. Come on, guys, this guy is literally killing me. Okay, trace route clear, guys. Trace route. So in Linux we use trace route, and in Windows it's trace route.
Yeah.
So
And
ping.
in my Windows command prompt, Kishore, it's coming in IPv6 format, I guess. It's the IP address. Those are not coming in IPv4 format. So by default, I guess they're using IPv6 format.
No, Sayan. IPv6 they are using, but again it's not in full fledged. Windows do have two terminals. One is command prompt, another one is a PowerShell. Now you decide which one you are using. Now if you see my was yeah, this one, right? Now check whether I'm using, I have PowerShell, I have command prompt. Again, these are Azure shell, so many things are there. So check with what you are using exactly. Now if I use the the PowerShell, Windows PowerShell, then I can use Linux commands. See, but the same thing, I'm using a command prompt. I can use this. So uh, Windows command prompt, it is different than the PowerShell. If I use ls, there's a least, it will not work in command prompt. If I use a least in Windows PowerShell, it works. Okay.
Yeah.
So we have discussed ping, traceroute, and what else we have here?
Which I got after traceroute on my Windows command prompt. I've just pasted it on chat. Kishore, if you can just check the output, uh, it is coming out in a different way.
Yeah, this is a Windows thing, right?
Yeah,
See,
yeah.
traceroute. Now, if you see google.com, it is coming, right? See, again, request timeout. If you see the stars, that means they are filtering devices.
Right.
Okay. Now, why we use traceroute means if you want to check the, if you use ping to check the connectivity. So you say
Yeah.
ping google.com. If it is pinging, that is fine. If it's not pinging, something issue. It's not, there's no connectivity between my system and the Google. Now I want
Right.
to troubleshoot where the connection is getting break. Then I use this trace RT. If the connection is breaking at this particular point, that means yes, this particular thing is further, probably is an issue with that. Then we might ping the ISP. Then we say, no, hey, I'm unable to ping this some sites from my system or my IP address, blah blah blah.
Yes. What I was concerned about, Kishore, over here, if you see the format, like the IP address, they are not in the format of IPv4.
Oh, you mean to say this one? Yes, these are, these are IPv6 IP address.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Yeah. See, that is what I'm saying. They are using. I'm not denying they're not using. They are using, but not in a full-fledged way.
Right,
So
right.
right now, if you see the telecom operators, they are using, but if you see many of the companies still IPv4.
Yes.
Okay. So that is about traceroute, guys. And again, what else we have? Netstat. This is a very important command, guys. The reason is it will show you all the network statistics of your system. So when we use this particular command, you feel there is something wrong with my system. Okay, my system, is having some kind of virus, malware, which is sending some information without my knowledge. In that case, you need to use netstat. Okay, so see. Okay, my command starts from here. This is my IP and this is my port number, and these are the foreign IP addresses. And if you see the status is established, that means yes, without my knowledge, my system is pinging to this particular IP address. I really don't know what is this. Let me check. Let me copy this IP address. Okay, Control C, go to IP lookup. Then you can give the IP address and you can check. So netstat is more or less to check what is going outside from your laptop or system. Same thing works in Windows as well. Netstat. Okay. Foreign IP. Okay, go for sure. That is fine. It's running on my kind of thing. Again, these are foreign IP and it's a HTTPS connection. So that means it's a secure website. Some website. Query. I really don't know what is this, but let me check what is this IP address. Control C. Okay. Okay. No
So,
worries.
when we are using this command netstat, Kishore, so will it like ping any random website, the path for
No,
any random website?
no, it will not ping any random website. Netstat, the usage of netstat is what are the connections going from your laptop to the internet. Okay, if for example I download some software, the software is having some kind of trojan or virus or something which is
Yeah.
stealing my data. In that case, this netstat will show me, yes, there is some activities happening on your system. Okay, see,
Okay.
these are
Okay.
the all foreign IPs and these are the protocols, HTTPS. That means these are the websites. You're getting my point.
Yeah.
Probably I'm using chat GPT, again I'm using teams. Now,
Yeah.
no, sure, that is fine, but I want a very refined answer. How can I get the refined output, right? Give me 1 minute, guys. Control C. Yeah, that's fine. So use nestat hyphen ANT. That means A for all, okay, N for do a domain naming service, T for TCP connections. See, so we have UDP ports, and these are the TCP ports. In host, okay, in host means within my system, okay, these are local hosts, which is fine, okay. But again, what about these ones? So one is establish, okay, and all. So this is how you use netstat. It's a very powerful command, guys. When you are doing your engagement, you do use this command to see, yes, my system is really connected to the system wherein I'm just doing some data transmission or not.
Yeah.
Clear?
And Kishore, in that ANT, what does N stand for? If you can just repeat.
A for all. Okay, let's do this here. Okay, this is netstat. Yeah, it gave me some information. These are the foreign address and this is status. That's fine. Control C, Control L, NAT, ST80 hyphen hyphen help. Okay, now you have all the options. When I say A, that means all TCP and UDP port which connected, default is connected. Okay,
Yeah.
AN, where is N? N is for no DNS. Where is the N? Where is the N? Where is the N? Come on.
This one. This
Yeah,
one.
numeric N. Okay, don't do the name resolve. That means I want the IP address, not the names. Okay, T is for TCP connections. Where is T, man? Where is T? I really don't find, but T is for TCP connection. So we use this A and T often. And clear? Hello.
Yeah, Kishore.
Okay. Now, what else? What else? They gave us command. Ping is done. IP and IP config both are similar, guys. No difference. Nmap route. Route is nothing but routing table. We'll do that in a minute. Okay. Now the question is, I am using a laptop. Okay, I want to see my laptop is connected to how many systems. Okay, in that case, we have something like ARP table that will show us my laptop present and in the past is connected to how many systems. So we need to see the ARP table. For that, ARP hyphen E. Come on. Okay, hyphen E. It will give the ARP table. I really don't know, man. This internet is literally killing me today. Okay, let it work. Okay, that is about the ARP table. The table will give you all the IP address with the MAC address. Now, one quick question: everyone is using Wi-Fi connection, Wi-Fi router in their houses, right? See, this is my ARP table. Okay, my laptop is connected to 1.36 and 1.1. And what is 1.36? IFCON FIG 51. Okay, probably this one. Network bridge. Okay, 51 is this. Then what is this? Oh, so 51 is my Windows, okay? But how come the Linux is taking the same IP? See, even the Linux is taking the same IP, 51. And what connections I have? Should be bridge, I think. Yeah, bridge adapter. That's fine, guys. So let me see what is this IP 136, right? Yeah, IP, where is this IP gone? Okay, so I want to check what is this 1.33. So all I know is the hardware address, which is nothing but MAC address. Okay, let me copy the MAC address, then I'll go to the internet. Here I will say MAC lookup. Okay, by the way, MAC address is nothing but your uh, network card physical address. Okay, how it really works means, let me show you. Okay, it is having 6 different octets they say. The first three octets belongs to the company. So if I'm using a Intel, these are Intel IPs. Then the last three is my network card which they have installed on my laptop. Let's check what what is the MAC address. So whenever you want to you have done some illegal activity, okay, so IP address, for example, I'm using IP address as 20, okay, then in a company, then I steal some information, so along with the IP address the MAC address will also go. So why means if I turn off my system, some person, they might get the same IP, but MAC address, no, it will be a physically burned address on my system. So if I want to check my Mac, so if I say what is this, if config, it will give MAC address information as well. Where is this is a MAC address? Okay, I think that is my own MAC address, man. Okay, let me check this MAC. Control C. Ah, come on, man. Really don't know why my network is killing me today. All strange things happening. So, guys, always remember MAC address is a physical address of your laptop network card. Every network card, it might be a Bluetooth, it might be a Wi-Fi, it might be a physical network card, it might be a infrared, they will have the MAC address. So IP address is fine. Along with that IP address, we do have MAC address. Now the one of the thing is, hey Nandkishore, can we communicate using the MAC address? Yes, we can communicate using the MAC address as well. Bluetooth example, they communicate using the MAC address. Okay, it will search on the internet, it will tell me which company, MAC address is this, the first three words. Oh, come on, guys, this one is literally killing me now. So are we clear about this? Hello.
Yes, Kishore.
Okay, so MAC
Clear.
address is we will discuss more about MAC address when we do our OSI layers. So which layer the MAC address, so it's a layer 2 address. So we'll discuss this in detail, but just for to complete the Linux networking, I'm just showing you this. Okay, so can I change this MAC address? Physically you cannot change because that MAC address is hard coded on your network card, Wi-Fi network card. But with the software, yes, for temporary purpose we can change when we are doing our network pen testing. So we have something like no MAC changer. This is a command -h. With this you can change the MAC address. So for example, say -r. Okay, now I give a random MAC address. Give me 1 minute. -r.
Uh, but I guess, Kishore, this will be a temporary change, right?
Yeah, it will be a temporary change.
Okay.
Okay, so we can change. Okay, sudo man, I need to use this is a temporary change. Once you restart your system, it will restore to the original value.
Correct, correct.
Okay, see, this is my current MAC address. This is a MAC address which is hard coded on my laptop. Okay, and now I change my MAC address to this one. This is very much important, guys. Again, MAC address thing. Okay, what else we have in what else we have in networking, Linux networking? Wget. Say for example, I want to download a file from the internet. Say for example, let's say I'll go to GitHub, or let's go to some file type equal to PDF, and site colon, which site we will take the same Pakistani pu.edu.pk, that's Lahore University. So wget is nothing but we are downloading the file inside the terminal. As I told you, when you are doing the engagement, you don't have the GUI. Everything is terminal. That means you need to send file using terminal. You need to download the file using terminal. So all we have to do is, come on, it's taking good amount of time, right? That's fine. So I'll copy this particular URL. I'll go to my terminal. Okay, pwd. So I am in this. What we have here. Okay, mkdir make directory. The same command you can use in Windows as well. Okay, so my directory is directory one. I'll say directory one. That's fine. Now ls, you'll see my directory one. Now I need to go inside the directory dir one. Okay, here wget I use and the URL. It will download the web page. Okay, then cat wget log. Okay, let's wait for the file URL itself, guys. Come on, man. Seriously. Some file. So wget is mostly used to download a file, guys. Simple, simple kind of sentence. Okay. Hello. Okay. Now, this is fine. Now we have something like zip and unzip in Windows, right? So I right click and I'll say compress the file to a zip format. Okay. Now this file is zip. That means I can compress one file. I can compress the folder. I can compress everything. Right click and compress to zip file. Okay. So you have a extension called .zip. In Linux, the same thing is called as tar. Tar. Okay, this is very important. The reason is what sometimes what will happen is you need to send file to the client or your target system. In that case, okay, in that case there are number of files. How you send? You compress all those files. You send only one file. So we'll do the same thing in Linux. I really don't know why it is taking good amount of time. I really don't know. Let me check this. Some network issue, guys. Okay, that's fine. Cd dot. I'll go cd ls cd desktop ls cd cd downloads. Okay, fine. In the downloads, I'll create some files. Touch file 1, file 2, file 3, file 4, file 5. Okay, ls. So I have 5 files in here. In the download folder, I want to compress this. The first one, okay, we have something like just a minute, guys. Just bear with me a moment. Okay, I'm back, guys. So now I have 5 files. Let me check what is the size of the file. So all the file size is 000. Now I want to compress this file. So we have a command called gzip. Gzip. Okay, gzip is a command which we use to help to compress the file. So you have different options. You go and check out the options, but now I want to compress this file. So what I do is, again, gzip will not compress this file. Okay, before this what we do is, let me tell you this, guys. I have 5 files, right? I need to rename file f1. How can I rename in Linux? So we use a command called mv to rename file 1 to file 9. ls. See, file 1 is gone. Now we got file 9. So for renaming, we use this command F9. Now, hey, Nankishore, I want to move this file from this particular download folder to my desktop folder. How can I do that? Again, we use for movement also, we use F9, sorry, MV, then F9. Where I want to move to the desktop, right? So I have to give the entire path, home, OEM, what is that, Eagle, then desktop. Here I want to move, yes, enter. Now if you see the desktop, you will find the file. cd slash home slash eagle. Okay, can you see the file? It's in the desktop. Now I want to delete the file, Nankishore. How can I delete the file? For delete, we use rm. Okay, rm. And again, if you see here, you will not find that F9. We have moved from this to that place. That means we have cut the file from this particular directory and pasted in the desktop directory. Sorry, desktop directory. Yes. Now I want to delete one file. I want to delete F2. So for deleting, we use rm. Okay, hyphen f is a forcefully. I don't want to use forcefully. Then you can give the file name F2. That's it. See, there's no file called F2. Now, Nankishore, I want to delete all the files. Then rm star. All the files are deleted. Yes. Okay. See, nothing. Now I want to delete a file in the desktop. How can I do that? Rm. Okay. Slash home. The path of the file. Desktop. I want to delete everything on the desktop, or I want to delete F9. That's it. Now, if you see the desktop, it's gone from here. So for copying file, right? Let's make one more file. Co touch cs touch. Say d1, d2, d3. Okay, we have 5 files. I want to copy this file. So we use for copy, we use cp file 1. Where you want to copy? I want to copy to the desktop, or I want to copy in the same place. Then I say d8. So that means I am copying d1 file to d8. So we have d1 also we have d8 as well. Now I want to copy the d8 to a different folder, d8. Then again, go to home, slash eagle downloads. Okay, here I want to copy, but I want to change the file name as well. I want to make the file name as m4. Okay, now you go to the download, ls. See, we have m4. So these are some of the copy commands, movement commands, renaming commands, and deleting commands. Are we clear? Hello, hello, guys, are you there?
Yes, sure.
Okay. Now you might be getting a doubt. Nankishore, this is too much for us because we are totally new, and we need some reference. How can we get the reference, right? Again, guys, that is the reason I said we have Chat GPT. So in the Chat GPT, right, top 100 Linux commands. Okay, it will give you all top 100 Linux commands which we have discussed. Okay, so you can do the same thing going to a different kind of different website, but we have ChatGPT, we'll use that. Okay, who is something like no who is logged into my system, right? Who am I? So who am I? This will tell me eagle. History means what are the commands we have used. We know all these commands are it will show us all the commands. History. Okay, so our chat gpt still at 76. Okay, what we do is we say a continue generation. So the question is, Nankishore, am I good if I learn all these 100 commands? Believe me, guys, you will be on top. Okay, netcat is very important to get the reverse connection, right? So for example, a guy is Cyan is sitting in some Bangalore. I want to connect to his Cyan's laptop without his knowledge. I send him some software, he click on the link software, I get a reverse connection. For that we use netcat. Again, we'll be using netcat as well. Htop, right? Htop is something like process monitoring. When we do the process monitoring, we'll tell you this is top. Okay, see, you can see what are the processor running and what is the CPU utilization, what is the RAM utilization, blah blah blah. But htop is, it will put in a very good format. Do we have htop? Top hyphen h? No, we need to install. Yes, install. Network issue, guys, bear with me. Okay, so Nankishore, this is fine, Nankishore, but I want in a very refined way, so that I can print, and I can learn every day some 5, 10 commands, 20 commands. That's fine. All you have to do is go to the particular same question, and these questions are called as prompts, as I told you, right? In tab table format, you can say table format. That's fine. Okay, this is much better, right? So come on, man, I really don't know why it is slow. Guys, just 1 minute, please. Hello, guys, am I audible?
Yes, Kishore.
Yeah,
Okay,
Kishore. Yeah.
so we will close in the next 5 minutes, guys. I need to go and pick my kids. So just go through these particular commands and let me know if you don't understand anything. Who am I? This will show you who is the current logged in user. If I want to switch user, right? Let me do here. Okay, let me add one more user. Who am I? Oh, before that, let me clean. Who am I? So eagle, right? I'm not a root. So ID. This will tell you my ID, user ID, group ID, and other information. Now I want to create a user. Sudo user add, I'll say cyan. Okay, so cyan is created. Now I want to switch as cyan. Su cyan. Cyan don't have a password, that's fine. Let me create a password for cyan. Sudo, okay, password, I'll say 1234 1234. Okay, now I will switch to cyan. Password is 1234. Okay, who am I? See, I'm cyan now. What is my ID? So 101 is my ID. What is the eagle ID? Eagle ID is 1000. Okay, switch user. These things are very much important, guys. So if I exit, I'll go back to eagle. Now if I want to switch to as a root, sudo hyphen I. Sorry, sudo hyphen I. Yeah, who am I? I am root admin. What is my ID? Admin ID is always 0. Start with 0. Okay, these are some of the commands. Please install any version of Linux. It might be mint, it might be Kali, it might be Parrot, and try to use these commands. If you don't understand any commands, please let me know. And probably we can connect in the evening, or we can connect tomorrow again, guys. If you are free tomorrow, we can connect in the morning or night, and we can finish off the Kali Linux. Okay, few
Okay,
things are
Kishore.
left. User management, how to create a user, how to modify user, delete a user. Then group management is left. Then we have log analysis, very much important, because when some hack happens, right, then you need to know what exactly has happened. That's a log analysis. Then we'll be working on the firewall, which is very very important, Linux firewall. And that will some other commands, like pipe command. Linux is all about commands. Commands are nothing but files. So all the commands you will be here. You want to join two finds, mount, unmount, lsb. This is for list block devices. fdisk is for partition table. Cron tab is for scheduling. Hello.
Yes, Kishore.
Okay, so shall we stop here now?
Okay, Kishore.